Hi y'all, it's Caroline, and today I'm going to show you how I changed a magnetic dry erase board that I bought for $4.25 into one of those stencil boards. And first we're going to take some masking paper. I got this at Amazon, and it is rock, paper, scissors removable paper, sticker paper, and I cut it in half. And first we're going to make a mask for a card that I already made. And I placed it in the paper in my MISTI and the stamps, and we're just going to create masks for these parrots. And this is the stamp we're going to use, the stencil we're going to use. And that was an afterthought. So the afterthought was after I found that dry erase board. When you're making a mask, the stamping doesn't have to be perfect because you're going to fussy cut it out, or fussy cut those images out, and just place over what you have already stamped that you're trying to protect. Okay, so I have cut out those birds, and remember, you move the paper, not the scissors, when you're cutting this stuff out. And I'll use this big chunk of paper later. Now, I have never used this masking paper before, or removable paper, but it seems very substantial and thick. Okay, so here is what I bought for $4.25. It's a U square dry erase board that's that has magnets. Magnetized, and I'm going to open it up. It's about 11.5 by 11.5, which is just perfect. Okay, so I had never been into this store called Five Below, but the other day I walked into one and was blown away by the variety, by the prices. It was just so fun. I wound up spending about $40 on paper supplies and just things I had to have. So this looks like it comes with some kind of backing tape and a pretty nice dry erase pen, which I can use that later for something. And here's the magnet it comes with. But I have several magnets, and I'm going to pull those out to use on this board. Okay, here's a couple I bought for my Tim Holtz stamping platform. And here's a couple that I got for my MISTI stamping tool. One of them broke. And this is just a thick magnet. I put some washi tape on. All these will just be fine. I mean, it's not like anybody is watching me use these magnets for a beauty contest or anything. They seem to hold really well. These magnets are very strong anyway. So let's take the backing off this paper. Comes off pretty easy. I had already attached some googly eyes to these birds, and it really was an afterthought to do the stenciling. That removes very easily. It doesn't damage the markers that I used already on this card. Oh, but anyway, I had not thought about stenciling until I found that magnetic board. But I will tell you that several times I have almost bought that blue magnetic board or the white one that just came out, that I'm talking about, the Ranger and Tonic magnetic boards, and I just never pulled the trigger to purchase one because I just didn't know if I would use them enough to justify the cost. So I'm just going to protect the other half of the card, and I had originally got an A2 pre-scored card base, but it just wasn't big enough. And I'm going to pull out a piece of black cardstock, and turns out just to be better because it is bigger and you can actually see the fold of the paper a lot easier when you have this kind of contrast. Now you always want to slide the magnets off of the boards you're using. Picking them up straight up, it's just harder that way. So give me a thumbs up if you like this video. I'd appreciate it. So I'm going to use the Distress Oxide ink on this card, and you come off the side of the stencil. You don't really start directly on the stencil. I've been using the dome-shaped foam applicators when I use the oxide ink, and when I use the regular Distress ink, I just use the original flat hand applicators, and that's the way I keep them separated. Now you want to come in light because you can always add more oxide ink. You see, I'm just sliding those magnets away, and I'm going to position them on the other half of the card. And even though this is a slimline card, you really don't need a slimline stencil because this works just fine. I think it's part of, you pick your own designs. You pick the design that works for the card that you're making. Whether you can reposition it. And this particular leaf burst pattern, it's just fine for this design. It pulls away, the tape pulls away from this board very easily, just like it pulls away from the card without damaging the bird already. And I will save these masks and put the backing back on and store them in the stamp holder with the clear stamps itself. I like that a lot. And I will add a sentiment right in the middle of that stenciling. I do clean up this board with just a squirt of water, and it's in perfect condition. Here I've just added the stamp to my Misty, and using some VersaFine ink, and give it a really good press and rub for the impression. Okay, so I'm going to speed this up a little and add some gems that I had already picked out, and I got these gems from Michael's. And they have some really good adhesive on them, so I don't have to add extra glue. Nothing wrong with a little sparkle, especially after you've added googly eyes to your birds there. So I hope you like this. Thank you.